You ever meet someone for the very first time and bam, there's this instant magnetic pull? It's a weird sense of comfort, almost like you've known them your whole life, even though you just met 5 minutes ago. Well, it's a super common experience, and today we're going to get into the fascinating psychology of why that happens. So, let's just dive right into the big question, shall we? Why do we sometimes feel so drawn to people who seem, well, a lot like an ex? It can be pretty confusing, right? You start to wonder, is this some kind of sign from the universe, or is there something else going on under the surface?
Okay, here's the first big piece of the puzzle. That intense feeling? It's not really about the new person standing in front of you. It's actually about your brain chasing a familiar feeling. It's on the hunt for emotional patterns that it already recognizes, patterns it has filed away as important. And honestly, getting this one idea is the key to unlocking the whole mystery.
All right, so our investigation is going to start right inside our own heads. Let's uncover the very first clue, these incredibly powerful and usually invisible shortcuts that your brain is creating all the time.
We can call these emotional shortcuts. The best way to think about them is like well-worn paths in a forest. When you were with your ex, your brain literally built a strong neural highway, connecting their specific traits, like their laugh, their sense of humor, even their style, with really powerful feelings like connection, safety, or that flutter of excitement.
Now here's the thing. When the relationship ends, those highways, those shortcuts, they don't just disappear. They stay on your brain's map, just kind of lying dormant, waiting for something to trigger them. They become a part of your emotional blueprint.
And then, it happens. You're just living your life, you meet someone new, and maybe they have that same exact dry sense of humor, or a similar way of seeing the world. Your brain, which is an amazing pattern-matching machine, immediately spots the similarity.
And bam, an alarm goes off in your subconscious. It's not a logical thought. It's a deep gut-level feeling that basically screams, hey, pay attention, this feels important. Your brain isn't really seeing a totally new person, it's just recognizing an old familiar signal. And this is where it all gets mixed up. That jolt of recognition, that feeling of importance, is what our conscious mind interprets as instant attraction or chemistry. But a lot of the time, it's just your brain giving itself a high five for spotting a pattern it already knows. It's more of a neurological echo than a sign you've met your soulmate. But wait, it's not all just brain chemistry. For our second clue, we've got to go a little deeper into the psychology of it all, because there's a story our subconscious is trying to tell us. See, psychologically, this pull is often driven by some really powerful unspoken goals. Your subconscious might be trying to recapture a really wonderful feeling you missed from that past relationship. Or, and this is a huge one, it might be trying to fix what went wrong the first time around, kind of like wanting an emotional do-over. Or sometimes it's just about going back to what feels safe and known, even if that known wasn't exactly perfect.
So at the end of the day, it really boils down to this deep human need for what feels familiar. This new person kind of becomes a stand-in for an old, emotionally charged story. The attraction you feel is often less about them as an individual and way more about the meaning your brain has already attached to their type.
Okay, so we've gathered our clues, right? We've got the brain's shortcuts and the heart's hidden reasons. Now, let's put it all together and solve this thing. Because this is the moment where the power really shifts back to you. If you only take one single thing away from all of this, please let it be this. That incredibly powerful feeling of instant attraction, it isn't always about the person standing right there in front of you. Sometimes it's just about the story from your past that they accidentally pushed play on.
Now, this is not a bad thing. It doesn't mean you're doomed to repeat the past or anything like that. Actually, just being aware that this is happening, that's your superpower. It gives you the space to just pause for a second, take a breath, and make a conscious choice, instead of just being run by an old unconscious program. So it all comes down to this single choice. Are you choosing this person for all of their unique qualities, for who they actually are right now? Or are you choosing them because the feeling they give you is comfortable and familiar? There's a world of difference between those two things. You can even test this. Try to name 3 things you genuinely like about this new person that have absolutely nothing to do with anyone from your past. If you struggle, well, that's really useful information, isn't it? Because the moment you can tell the difference between the person and the pattern, that's when you throw open the door to some serious emotional growth. You start building relationships based on what's real, right here and now, not on the echoes of what used to be. That's how we move forward.
So, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. The next time you feel that powerful, familiar pull towards someone new, just take a second and ask yourself, am I really seeing a new person? Or am I just listening to an old echo?
the answer just might change everything.